I'm Trever Aeon. I'm gonna break my foot off in your ass.
Having found and recruited Karlach, and dealt with her pursuing pretend paladins problem, we still have Lae'zel pressing us to find her kin to the west, so we are going to continue on the Risen Road. We found Gale racked with arcane hunger, and we were just this side of convinced that his is a problem that requires attention, so we fed him one of our less useful magical artifacts. And then it happened again the very next morning. But he's stable again, for now. Will was convinced not to kill Karlach after all, but then his patron Mizora showed up and punished him for his failure by turning him into a devil himself. The revelation that he was pacted to a devil made Trever lose a lot of respect for him, and we kicked him out of the active party. After handling Karlach's hunters, we learned that she has an infernal engine for a heart, and it is in dire need of a tune-up. Luckily for her, the tiefling blacksmith Damon thinks he can help, but we do need to find some infernal iron first. The adventurers that were with Halsin were apparently looking for a relic called the Night Song that a wizard in Baldur's Gate would pay a lot of money for. That would be nice if we can find it, but getting to Baldur's Gate from here is its own challenge. The contract was really a handbill, the kind that every adventurer who sees it can join the hunt for. And we have our own temporal concerns. That being said, the member of their party that had the map was a dwarf named Brian who was lost to the goblins. If we can figure out what happened to him, we might have a leg up on the competition. If we are going to try to disrupt the goblins, it could be helpful that we found a drawing suggesting that there are a trio of goblin leaders. The drawing gave some hints as to who they might be, but it was a literal stick figure, so we shouldn't rely too much on that. But there is another incentive to at least go there. Aradin confirmed for us that Halsin was with them when they went to the territory and didn't make it back. So if we do try to find out what happened to Halsin, we'll have to at least investigate the goblin camp.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
That corpse smells ripe. Enough time for its killer to have moved on.
Let's have a look. Trap. Be cautious. That might be worth a look.
Looks like a trap there.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
We're seeing too many of these vents. We haven't seen what's going to activate them yet, but there's no guarantee we do. So maybe it's best to bring most of us back and have just one person explore the rest of the basement.
Watch how you go. There's a trap. There's a pressure plate in the chair, but I'm missing something. Be wary. This place is trapped. Trap. Be cautious. Don't mind if I do.
Technically, the Sword of Justice is a marginally stronger weapon, but I think Karlach enjoys axes more. Plus, the Tear's Protection ability does use concentration, which means she can't do it while raging. So we go ahead and give that to Lae'zel. The Everburn blade is okay, but the enhancement bonus to hit is better, especially since, with our build, her strength is not as high. These Gloves of Heroism activate upon using a Channel Oath ability, and none of us are a paladin, so no one puts it on.
Moving in. No traps, please.
Excuse. Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand a chance.
The beast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls, vicious, monstrous humanoids can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas.
There's pretty much only one response Trever would have here. Kill it.
land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. As the life fades from her eyes, the gnoll within her dies too, stillborn. His fangs snap and gnash, biting down on nothing. He wants more.
On the move. Ready.
What now? All right then.
Talk to me. On I go.
Scram! And whatever you do, don't go and get your friends. Well, well. Look what we have here.
I am fury. I am death.
Still on my feet. What do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Smell blood. Put 'em up.
I won't give in.
Victory awaits.
is your end. Can't give up.
Never a dull moment. One day I'll catch a break.
What should I do?
Ready for another round?
Have to keep going. Need to act fast. I will ascend. Let's finish this.
Nothing will stand in my way.
This was a bit of an experiment. I think it probably would have worked if I was on a downslope and it fell further.
Another step forward.
Victory awaits. This is your end.
Still breathing, despite everything.
You listening?
One, two.
Time to strike.
Come on, can't stay idle. The place is overrun with gnolls.
Is there no corner of this plane they don't infest?
We should find the rest. Stop the infestation before it spreads.
Time to get going. Open up. Always room for more.
This note catches Trevor's eye because it threatens to kill you if you open a shipment somewhere, or, less specifically, that you'll die.
Something good here, I hope. On my way.
Now, I've stated that I'm not going to make a habit of abusing stealth, and that's true. But this is one of those situations. We have evidence here that there's a much larger group of gnolls nearby. You're not gonna get honorable combat out of gnolls. At a minimum, we're gonna see what's up, hopefully before we're spotted.
That symbol in the blood, what does it mean?
And yeah, that's a pretty big group. They are otherwise occupied, so we are going to use the situation to our advantage and try to get the drop on them.
Need to keep focused. Staying out of sight. Not one false move.
cautious. Light on my feet.
Come on, let's go. Turn down the fire.
Hear that? Someone's fighting the gnolls. We should help.
Don't be a fool, lad. Shut your mouth and keep your head down. Leave the heroics to them that don't value their own skin.
What now?
There is work to do. Staying out of sight. Out of the shadows.
At the ready.
What's the plan?
I am fury. I am death. Taking position. Soldier. Victory awaits.
Can't even catch my breath. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Need to stay focused. I am fury. I am death.
Bye forever, pal. Go on.
Onward. Take two.
I will ascend. This is your end.
Where do I go from here?
No word. Easy as.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Got to concentrate.
no failure.
Another fight. Let's go. Time to press ahead.
Let's cover your fire, baby.
Time to strike.
Well, so much for peace. With haste.
Swift and lethal. Make way.
Heating up. Find a route. Easy.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
By the gods, you're a sweet sight. Are any of my crew still alive out there?
It looks like he automatically talked to Lae'zel instead of Trever. She tells him, very matter of fact, that it's a grim sight out there.
This whole journey's been one grim sight after another. Gnolls, goblins, drow.
Risen Road's more dangerous than ever. You're the first friendly face we've seen since Eltergard.
Lae'zel may or may not know where Eltergard is, but she will ask where they're going.
We're bound for Baldur's Gate. Got some cargo to deliver. But we've a stop to make along the way.
Now she desires to know where their cargo is.
Trinkets for some rich tosser in Baldur's Gate. He gets his shiny baubles. We get a handful of Terenths.
Lae'zel, true to her nature, missed a reference in there, but she remarks that many of his people have died for these baubles.
Rich men place more value on wine and fine clothes than on the lives of folks like me. It's a pretty bit of frippery that'll sit on a mantle gathering dust. But the pay for delivering it makes the risk worthwhile.
And that is the end of Lae'zel's limited curiosity. She's too focused on her parasites to engage in literal highway robbery right now.
Listen, you look like you know how to handle yourself. You should meet my associates. We've got our own drinking spot by the tavern. Invitation only. Tell the fellow on the door, Little Serpent, Long Shadow. He'll take good care of you.
What a charmer. Saddle up. For me?
All right, what now? Wish I had a bag of holding. Can't slow down.
Come on, let's go. What's this?
Never a dull moment.
That helped.
Anything of use?
The speedy reply could be a good weapon for somebody who wants to be highly mobile around the battlefield, but it doesn't inherently give you a way to avoid attacks of opportunity, so it takes a particular build, which we don't have, to make use of it. The Shattered Flail is a very high-risk, high-reward weapon. Losing control of your character is one of the worst things that can happen during a fight, so you would need to have a very particular reason to want to use this weapon. I recommend
go for a good
avoiding it
meal.
in almost every circumstance, especially in honor mode.
No one's stopped me yet. What's inside? Maybe I need more pockets. At the ready.
I'm fine. And so's the chest, more importantly.
I don't feel lucky.
The rest of our crew's half digested. Thanks again. We'll head out as soon as we've caught our breath.
Something over there.
I'll be glad when we're out of this bloody cave.
Right over there is that caravan shipment they're protecting so badly. Whatever's in there is likely quite valuable, so we do consider taking it. But right now, we've just saved their lives, and Trever values the potential reputation gain more than an unknown cargo shipment, even one as well protected as this.
rest of our crew's half digested, and you're still alive.
Death
That's
won't
lucky.
take me yet.
There aren't very many situations where you want to voluntarily end your rage, and I certainly wouldn't use a rage charge just for this benefit, but if you are about to lose your rage anyway, or maybe if the encounter is about to end, 15 temporary hit points isn't the worst trade-off for a bonus action.
Well then, it's our lucky day after all.
I don't feel lucky.
The rest of our crew's half digested, and you're still alive. That's lucky. Well then, it's our lucky day after all.
I don't feel lucky.
The rest of our crew's half digested, and you're still alive.
Trap. Be cautious. What's hiding here? Smoke. Something's burning. That might be worth a look.
He of the unsleeping eyes, grant me the might to carry this burden. Grant me the faith to face darkness without fear.
Trevor's a little taken aback by the chaos. What the hell's happened here?
A massacre. Drow and goblins slaughtered the lot. Please, just leave me be.
I hear shouting. Someone needs help. Excellent armor. Strange place to find it.
Great God, Helm. Allow us peace in this place.
We'll never put this fire out. You're better off helping anyone trapped inside.
So it is spoken, and so is it done.
Grand Duke Ravengard could be inside. Don't just stand there. Push!
Trevor's not one to turn down an opportunity to show off his strength.
Inside, hurry! We don't have much time. Hello? Can you hear me? We hear you! Stay where you are! We don't have much time! Find out!
Oh, not now!
The heat coming off that door. Opening it could spell trouble.
Come! I'm afraid proper thanks must wait.
The heat coming off that door opening it could spell trouble. That's what Trevor said as we passed it. We knew to be careful, but we should have waited just a little bit. You'll see why in a moment.
No hesitation. Don't waste a step.
Fresh air.
Okay, as much as I absolutely love this game, it is not immune to criticism. I wanted to take a moment and point out just a little bit of bad design. Trevor is in peril, as is an NPC that we just started a timer for. But Floric here has forcibly started a cutscene with our other characters, and it has such a long start that both Trevor and the other NPC will be dead before we get a dialogue option, which would be our first opportunity to switch back to Trevor and get him out of the situation. Now, there are definitely things I could have done to avoid this. I could have waited to break open that door, and I absolutely should have. I could skip the dialogue here and control Trevor as quickly as possible. But in my opinion, with having that dangerous timed mini-scene so close to this one, it really should have been worked into the cutscene that there is some input from the player much earlier on in the conversation, so that you would have a reasonable chance to go save a companion who might have been caught by surprise in the other scene nearby. As it is, I feel this could, in some circumstances, such as this one, get one of your characters unfairly killed. I'm gonna let it play out. It's not like it's going to end my run, but it will have consequences for our own health, as well as the other quest that had just been activated.
At last. Your training serves you well, child of Gith. I'm in your debt.
Counselor, are you all right?
It takes more than mere fire to break me, Yuva. Now listen close, Fist. Duty calls. Drow have taken Grand Duke Alder Ravengard westward, if my eyes and ears can be believed. Gauntlet, report to the man and send for reinforcements. We must find the Duke.
On your command, Counselor.
The rest of you, count the dead. Take word of their sacrifice to this city. And you, Githyanki, I must ask again for your aid. Please, rescue Ravengard from his drow captors. The Council will reward you for your effort. May I trust you'll see it through?
Switching over activated the quest reward. Of these options, the Spell Sparkler Staff is the one that is most generically useful, so we'll take that. But you can see here, just in the space of Floric's opener, Trever didn't make it, and we'll have to revive him. Yes, technically he was still alive and making death saving throws when we switched over, but let's be real, nobody could have made it to him in time. Meanwhile, Lae'zel finds herself speaking for the party again. She'll go with the Githyanki option here, owing no fealty to the nobles of this world.
It is not fealty, I ask. Merely a great favor on behalf of my city. Grand Duke Ravengard is the invisible force holding Baldur's Gate together. Without him, the city faces collapse. In fact, I fear that may have been the intention of those who abducted him.
Lae'zel is confused why the Counselor would even entrust this to a stranger.
By the time aid arrives, it might be too late. You've the heart of a dragon and the will of a hero. Tell me I can count on you.
Lae'zel is single-mindedly pushing us to the creche. Floric will have to find someone else.
I see your goodwill has limits. Far be it from me to stretch them. Should you hear word of Ravengard, seek me out. I will not fly far. Fist, to work.
Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood.
Got to keep moving.
That might be worth a look. Surprised this hay hasn't gone up in flames yet.
The ox tenses, horns lowered in your direction.
Trever isn't great at connecting with animals, but he'll give it a shot.
His hide twitches, every muscle primed to bolt. He's terrified.
Trever also isn't about beating up scared animals without reason. He'll stare it down to make it submit.
He huffs, and after a moment, appears to relax.
Meanwhile, Karlach excitedly wants to talk.
Karlach incoming.
You're not one of them.
She asks what happened here.
An attack. Monsters. Little ones and taller ones. They took the shiny one. He killed many.
A little impressed, she asked if the ox killed the nearby goblin.
Yes. It was screaming, waving around its metal. I made him stop screaming.
And finally, she asks about the dead ox outside.
Him? He was the biggest. Now I'm the biggest.
No one back home will ever believe this. Need to find a way forward. This is the spot Rugen marked. Doesn't look like much.
You spot a man crouching between the shelves, just as he spots you.
Bugger! Trever recalls the passphrase Rugen told him. Little Serpent, Long Shadow.
Oh, hell, dwarves. I thought you were Flaming Fist.
Well, down you go then. They'll be on us soon, so if you're looking to trade, you best be quick. Entrance is hidden behind the wardrobe. Here's the key.
Trever actually reads this book because, while skimming, he sees mention of the name Gortash, who Karlach told him a little bit about. He was an old boss of hers. According to this book, he was also a smuggler and an arms dealer, and had largely supplanted both the Knights of the Shield and the Zentarum, here described as the former black market leaders.
What's in here?
Look at that.
That's far enough. What's your business down here? Answer honestly and maybe we'll kill you clean.
Hold on. That's the lad who saved us from the Gnolls. Let him in.
You revealed our location. That tongue gets any looser, Rugen, I'll cut it out. Come down then. Seems you're a friend of the family.
Trever, having completely failed to see anything there, boldly forges ahead, only to swiftly discover he just walked over a trap. It seems to be disarmed though. I guess they really are inviting us in.
Easy. This place is hungry for blood.
Don't get comfortable.
That's curious.
There's no need for this. Free me now, and I'll see that my patron rewards you. I need only tell her it's a gambling debt. It's happened before.
Something's on my mind.
Good to see you. Killed any more beasts out there?
That drink I promised will have to wait. We're moving out. The elf song's my local. Look me up if you're in the city.
I owe you one for saving my people. The Zentarim look out for their own. Even if it's Rugen. That's worth some coin. And my thanks. Our trader can show you some of our more exotic items now. But don't delay. This place is likely to be rubble soon.
This place about to be rubble piques Trevor's interest, so he asks about it.
Someone kidnapped a duke. Right on our bloody doorstep. The Flaming Fist will need someone to blame. I don't plan on it being us.
The Herald is a heavy crossbow that can bane opponents who fail a charisma saving throw. It's not the worst thing in the world, and it does have a weapon enhancement. We could give that to one of our martial characters. We'll take a look at that when we redo our equipment.
Indolence breeds madness.
The only decision Lae'zel has at level 4 is a feat, and as our arcane archer, she's of course going to go with sharpshooter. We never did respec Karlach at Withers, so she still has a few odd scores floating around. So we're going to take ability improvement, we're going to put 1 point into strength to get that +4, and the other point into dexterity over constitution, largely because dexterity is what affects initiative.
was told there'll be battles.
I will be heard.
Hide and seek stuff.
Looking ahead.
Pick
Time
up
to
the
press
pace.
ahead.
You look like a bad enemy to have. Glad I won't have to find out.
There's no need for this. Free me now, and I'll see my patron rewards you. I need only tell her it's a gambling debt. It's happened before.
You don't want to keep Zaris waiting. Believe me.
Well, don't you cut a fine figure? Want your portrait done? If you have the gold, my pet artist will make you a most heroical likeness.
Trever just helped these people. He really hopes the pet artist thing doesn't mean what he thinks it means. But he's got to ask.
Let's say we're his patrons, yeah? Found him wandering the wilds alone. He needs protection. And if his paintings cover our costs, so much the better, eh?
Kidnapping isn't quite the word Trever would use, but he's still trying to be somewhat diplomatic. It's getting harder.
Are you looking to buy him? I'm open to offers, mate. Threats? Not so much.
Trever thinks long and hard about whether or not to pursue this. He puts it aside for a moment. Zaris said Bren had some exotic items. He tries to distract himself by looking at them.
Of course. Got some interesting stock for a friend of the family.
The Titan string bow adds your strength modifier to damage on top of your dexterity, making it one of the higher potential damage bows in the game. And the gloves of thievery simply give you advantage on sleight of hand checks at all times. These are both very powerful items with good potential uses, so we go ahead and pick them up while we can, and we'll figure out what to do with them later.
Pleasure. What's up for discussion?
You. Zaris may have welcomed you, but I can see you're not one of her thugs. You need to buy me.
Meanwhile, Oscar here is asking Trever to buy him. Trever narrows his eyes as he asks why.
Selling my... I am not some lower city coin lad offering you a tumble. I am an artist, and my patron will reward you for my rescue. Tenfold, whatever ransom you pay, I guarantee it.
Tenfold? That's a mighty claim. Just who is this patron?
As far as you're concerned, she may as well be the coin maiden herself. But there will be time for questions later. Please, speak to Brem. I need to see the sun again.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Trever takes his third level of Barbarian and finally becomes the Giant's subclass. Now we are actually representing the title of the series. At third level of Cleric, we finally get access to second level Cleric spells, so all there really is to do for this level up is figure out what I want to prepare here. And before we continue with what we were doing, I go ahead and pop off an aid on the party.
Let's move.
Look, there's no need for this. Free me now, and I'll see that my patron rewards you.
Something I can help you with?
After talking to Oscar, Trever is pretty sure he knows exactly what's happening here. He confirms it by stating he's here to purchase Oscar.
I doubt you've got that kind of dosh lying about.
Trevor's rage is growing, so he demands Oscar be given to him.
All right, mate, all right. Waukeen's clip coins. There's no need to get arsey. Go on, then. But anything lower would be criminal.
Bren appears to think Trever was going for a lower price. Not quite. Trever walks away, outwardly still calm.
Another step forward.
Lamps, lads! Sealed
There's
lamps!
no need for this.
Don't want open
Free me now,
flames where we're
and
going.
I'll see that my patron rewards you. I need only tell her it's a gambling debt. It's happened before. No, there's no need for this. Free me now, and I'll see that my patron rewards you. I need only tell her it's a gambling debt. It's happened before.
Pick up the pace!
Eager for battle.
Undetected. Undetected.
No mercy for slavers.
Taking my cue.
You sought a fight, and now you have one.
Wait! They've got oil everywhere and bloody torches!
Taking position.
Got to move.
over there. That's it.
Sometimes the only way out is through. Are watching me. All right. Is all that matters. Need to find a way forward.
On my way.
Incoming. Got it.
Blood comes easy these days. Light on my feet.
Gonna take?
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
This is gonna feel good. as high. Ought to do it.
Time to push my luck again.
I'm ready. Better avoid unfriendly eyes.
Fuck yes.
I tried to use Unrelenting Ferocity here just because I didn't actually know where Bren had gone, but for some reason the game would not let me confirm it.
Jimmy on the go.
No choice but to keep going.
Taste my fury.
Still alive, so that's progress.
As a vendor, Bren dropped some of the items that he was selling, but these were things I hadn't really considered purchasing, so I don't know, I'll take a look later. And Oscar didn't make it because of Bren's desperate alchemist fire. Well, that's unfortunate. We weren't particularly fond of him, and at least he's not a slave anymore.
These boots have seen everything. Might be useful.
comes now. Better tread carefully. Whatever it takes.
Best get going.
Assume nothing.
Can't give up now. Very well.
That might be worth a look.
What's next, I wonder? Oh, damn you! Let's try this way.
Make way!
Maybe I should. No, this is good.
Pay attention! Was too father a flower?
Can't give up. Not now. On my way.
Got it. My little trick.
We've buried tougher than you. Come on!
best be on my way.
My faith will protect me.
No surrender. My path be true.
It does it.
Survival is all that matters. You've made a grave mistake.
Can't afford to let up. Heading there.
In position.
To focus.
Sometimes the only way out is through. On my way.
Time to strike.
My faith will protect me. Have to keep going.
Cry about it. Count on me.
Where do I go from here? You picked the wrong fight, friend.
Let's end this.
Another fight. Let's go. Nothing important is ever easy. I won't give in.
Hey, good looking.
I've got a long road ahead. More for me. Anything of use?
Like the Shattered Flail, the Abyss Beckoners is high risk, high reward. Resistance to all damage except psychic is great for your summons, but the chance for them to be driven mad every turn is very dangerous. This is definitely not for our party.
Haste. Let's see. That might be worth it. Watch how you go. There's a trap.
You won't see Trever use a regular old weapon very often, except as a tool. So the maul for breaking open chests, and here the crossbow to deliver fire to blow up the barrel to hopefully destroy the traps on those chests. Or he could use the key which bypasses the trap.
What's that? That wall's an illusion. Hiding what, I wonder? Let's have a look. Don't want to draw any attention. Light on my feet.
So there's this elevator here, and it looks like it's set to go down quite a long way. But we have more pressing concerns right now. We'll come and check this out another time.
I'll take that.
story? Hello.
No time to rest.
Soldier. Nice.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. Breathe deep and move. Here goes nothing.
And this guy has no idea yet what's become of his crew. We can't let him go, but he's just one guy.
Said you could pass, didn't I?
So, we announce our intentions before we take him out.
Gods, it's hot in here.
If not over, then through.
How fares the search?
Trever gives Damon the infernal iron right away.
Please let this work.
The weight of it. And that blaze of chaos. Can't imagine this where my heart should be. Must be quite the experience. Give me just a moment. I think... There. You'll have to install it, I'm afraid. I don't think there are thick enough gloves in all the realms to protect from that kind of heat.
That feels... good. I'm still burning hot as hell's hole, but I feel less... changeable. Cheers, mate.
Pleasure. And as for the heat, I haven't got any solutions now, but I'm not giving up. Could be if the combustion chamber had its own insulation, or if we had some kind of enchanted coolant. Find me again in Baldur's Gate. If I'm worth my salt, I'll have figured something out by then. Take care, Karlach. And hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have something promising to report. Pocket any infernal iron you find along the way,
I miss my forge.
Damon's upgrade didn't cool me down, but it did juice me up. I don't think I've ever felt more powerful.
Trevor's all about finding something to smack. Looks like Karlach would benefit from that too.
Bring it on. Hey, soldier.
Trever wants to know how Karlach knows Mizora.
We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice, me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. But she favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted.
And would she continue coming after Karlach, does she think?
I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride.
He understands why she'd want to get out of there.
No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players.
Be wary of false promises. The missing druid, Halsin, was it? He may be talented, but only a Githyanki Zathis can cleanse an embedded tadpole.
We appear to have various options to pursue. Is a creche really the only way?
Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each creche contains a Zathis purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir Library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
This strikes Trever as nonsense. No one knows everything.
I will not brook your ignorance. Countless scholars roam the astral sea and beyond, observing the ways of our lessers, exploring planes so distant order turns to chaos and cold fires rage. I know what you can barely fathom. That you cannot bear it makes it no less true.
Will's brows furrow as your minds connect. He sees the burning embers of Waukeen's rest, then Floric's face as she tells you of Ravengard's abduction.
Hells. Older Ravengard's been taken.
Well, that's what Councillor Florix said, at least according to Lae'zel, since Trever was dead at the time.
If Florix says he lives, then he lives, and we need to free him from his captors. You see, Grand Duke Ravengard is my father. I know I haven't said. Our relation was no matter of pride, not least for him.
Trever would likely know enough about the city's leadership to have heard the rumor that Duke Ravengard's son left the city.
You heard right. My father and I were close once upon a time, until he disowned me and cast me out of Baldur's Gate. Such a rift isn't so easily mended. But it's not so wide that I'd let my own father suffer at his captor's hands.
Trever wonders what Will imagines the Drow want with his father.
I've been asking myself the same question. What makes a Duke of Baldur's Gate so interesting to the Drow? Even the houses of Men's Oberanzen would have little use for my father. No, this is no Drow plot. These absolute nutters, these true souls are behind his abduction. His absence alone will sow chaos in the city. If they were to infect him, he could lead Baldur's Gate to ruin. All the more reason to find him. The Absolute has seized not just my father, but the future of the Sword Coast.
There's an edge to Trevor's voice as he tells Will he shouldn't keep secrets like this.
I know, and you're right. My story is one of two men. The Blade of Frontiers, a man hunting the fiends who prey on the weak and claw at the coast. And Will Ravengard, a memory of a memory, a man who belongs to the past. I wanted you to know the Blade, not the shadow he left behind.
Trever suggests changing the subject.
I'm all for it.
He wants to know how Will got involved with Mizora to begin with.
The one little question that put me out of house and home. I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden, unless Mizora permits it. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mizora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word.
Without knowing more details, this just makes Trever think Will is all the more foolish. What could possibly be worth signing away your own soul for?
What's on your mind?
Trever wants to know more about Gale's condition, like why it requires magic.
Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Huh, I'll give it a shot.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
Trever is both angry and shocked. He's tempted to stake Astarion immediately, but first he exclaims how he can't believe he missed the signs.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
Maybe not so murderous now, but Trever is still pissed. Astarion is not drinking his blood. No way.
No, of course. Silly of me to even ask. I'll go and find something on 4 legs to eat, I suppose. See you in the morning.
Trever tells Astarion we'll talk about this in the morning. For now, get out of his sight.
You watch him stalk away, slumped, sulking, and ready to kill.
Morning. I hope last night's little unpleasantness hasn't left a bad taste in your... Well, I hope there are no bad feelings.
Trever is calmer now, but he wants Astarion to know he almost killed him.
And you're lucky I'm not a true vampire. Last night could have gone very differently if I'd magically summoned a pack of wolves. Alas, I'm just a spawn. All of the hunger, few of the powers.
But Trever is still in a spiteful mood, so he goes with the insult of saying he thought Astarion would be more powerful.
Perhaps I am. For 200 years, the sun would have turned me to cinders. Now I stand here like it's nothing. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time.
Trever warns Astarion not to let there be any more surprises.
No more surprises. You have my word. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
A vampire among us? So be it. But should I wake with so much as a drop of blood on my neck, I will end him.
Yeah. And I'm way too hot to touch.
But for all his irritation, Trever still recognizes we need Astarion because we're all in the same boat, like it or not.
He's not wrong. We're bound together, no matter what comes.
Fine. He stays till he's no longer of use. Besides, my flesh is not so easily tasted. Unless, of course, I have offered it.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us. Need something?
Trever asks, how does one become a vampire?
It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free and a true vampire.
So you just bite each other?
Yes and no. The problem is, once you're a vampire spawn, they completely control you. They have to allow you to bite them. And why would they do that? Vampires are power-hungry creatures. They won't lose a servant to create a competitor. Trust me, it doesn't happen.
Well met.
Trever asks Will what it's like to be the son of a Grand Duke.
Not so enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist, brave as Balduran, stubborn as a deep Rothay, daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with Father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and a talent for courtly dance.
Trever is still pretty dismissive of Will, so he says he finds him a bit smug, to be honest.
I suppose the acorn didn't fall far from the tree. The sins of the father live with the son, eh? But I gained his virtues too. Courage, insight, a just heart, a strategic mind. I like to think I did anyway. I'll have to let you be the judge.
What's on your mind?
Trever asks Gale what he thinks about Astarion's vampirism.
We all have our burdens, one way or the other.
Heya.
Trever wonders what Karlach knows about the city of El Turel falling into Avernus.
Wasn't all that long ago. I never knew the whole of how and why, but I remember the devil slavering with delight. I should have looked after the Elturans more. Gone out of my way to make sure they were all right. The long and short of it was, I didn't want to risk my neck. I let them get on with the nightmare, same as I had to. But Avernus is no place for decent folk. I'm glad they got out. So glad.
The next time you see us, we will quickly revisit a couple of spots, and then we will finally press on to the Githyanki patrol Lae'zel has been wanting us to seek out so single-mindedly. After that, we'll have to decide where we want to go. Have a good one.